같아. 다정히 내 이름을 불러주면 익숙한 모든 게 더 새로워져. 오늘따라 높이 들떠버린 맘 잠들 줄 몰라. 끊지 마라 5분만. 괜히 내 맘 설레. 아까 한 말 더 해도 재밌잖아. 이 밤을 세웠던 괜찮. 너를 들려줄래. 아주 작은 것도 다 알고 싶어. 왜 꼭 힘세웠던 괜찮. 갈수록 널 향하는 맘 꽉 차 100% 말끝을 떠내려 아쉬움만 빙빙 돌려. 자꾸만 같은 말인 거 다 알아. 오늘도 제 시간을 훌쩍 넘겨. 마지막한 너의 목소리를 따라 멈출 줄 몰라. 이대로다 10분만. 괜히 내 맘 설레. 아까 한 말 재밌잖아. 이 밤을 세웠던 괜찮. 너를 들려줄래. 아주 작은 것도 다 알고 싶어. 왜 꼭 이채웠던 괜찮. 목소린 따스해. 해는 또 점점 이 밤을 밀어내. 내 맘에도 없는 끝에서 대신에 이유 없이 웃음을 터뜨려. yeah. oh, yeah. 너도 나와 같단 말 안 해도 느껴지는 같은 말. 우리들만의 톡앤톡 많고 많은 밤도 우리로만 채워져갈 emotion.
Good evening and welcome back to the Holy Roman Empire, where I should check I've got my volume set right. Yeah, that's about right. Where I can't quite remember what was going on because I wasn't expecting to be doing this evening. So this is like Erzat's Christmas elves writing code in Rust, which is very much not what's going on in the Holy Roman Empire. Sorry, I've just seen my packing checklist has helium absorption lines on it. Right. I don't have a packing checklist. I should really pack like something tomorrow. You're in the defensive pact against me, aren't you? Yes. Oh well, I'm sure someone will holy war the remaining little counties kicking around over here. And Mazovia is reasonably large at the moment, isn't it? Yeah. And that's part of a 2-county duchy. Those are 2 separate counties. What's Kaunas part of? Oh right, that's another little scattering up the coast. Plus it doesn't adjoin us. But I'm sure I must surely have... I suppose it would have to be someone who's in one of these odd counties, and those are annoyingly mostly me. Like if someone's going to take Vilun, then it has to be either High Chief Bozislav of Greater Poland ought to be able to do it. What are you doing being that religion? Nuisance. Looks like if we give him lots of money, he might actually be willing to convert, which will make things a little less inconvenient. Although, there's an alternative, which is we've got a bunch of inconveniently Slavic counties which we can't feudalify because we're not Slavic. But maybe we should just grant those to our convenient High Chief of Greater Poland. Oh right, he's zealous as well. He probably won't convert then. God's my opinion of him's terrible. Because he is a gluttonous lunatic leper and a zealous infidel. Oh, and in a faction as well. He's apparently in the not very big independence faction.
In every sense of every word,
Not
not
very
very
big. It's kind of tempting to like give him. So what's de jure Greater Poland then? That's more in that direction. None of which is territory I currently hold. Partly, I think, because we've sucked so much territory out of Greater Poland. So what's the? Oops, no, the de jure situation around here then. So I can just bonk the de jure duchies button, can't I? That's the Duchy of Silesia. Do we have a Duke of Silesia at the moment? No, we don't. Well, possibly I should just yeah, I'm a little bit reluctant to grant someone who is at least somewhat grumpy about me extra territory. I mean, strictly I could then plot it back off him because it would be a county outside of his de jure duchy. So I could grant him the counties, wait for him to convert them to feudal, and then steal them back again. But that seems particularly rude. Now let's leave things as they are. I think I'll assume that since he's zealous, he's not going to conveniently convert. He won't come to my court and be converted there, sadly. We don't have a good reason to imprison him and try to convert him. So the problem is that means he's not going to holy war this little place, and no one in this county is going to holy war that little place. So who have we got around here then? We have Countess Friedrika of Upper Silesia, who's our direct vassal at the moment, who utterly loves us, and who is a di Spoleto, intriguingly. That county is currently part of the Duchy of Lausitz, right? Yes. Allegedly. Oh yes, that's in de jure mode. Yes. Upper Silesia does technically border Wieland, doesn't it? Yes. So maybe we can hope that Upper Silesia will engage in some warring. Though I think there's also an argument for granting her the duchy and Breslau in due course. Actually, there's also a good argument for burning some of this insane amount of prestige that Edda has on souping things up so that we don't have to waste money on it by keeping them tribal for now. Right, that one is almost at the point where actually, yes, what I should do is I should move my court chaplain to the one that's closest to wanting to be converted to feudal, and this place basically only has the practice range that still needs to be upgraded, and then we would like to convert it. So we'll set that going first. Yes, my stream title is essentially, I mean, she is only 67. Surely Queen Edda must die soon. Oh, I had another interesting idea, didn't I? Maybe we should experiment with that. I've got lots of money. I've got some money. So one thing I've noticed is that no, wrong button. That one. The trade zone of Pomeralia extends a reasonable distance out of the Baltic, but like there's all this uncovered land, and before we reach the other end of Genoa, and it looks like, though Amalfi is still the place we really want to own, but we're working on that by diplomatic means. But it looks like the cost of new trade posts is based on how far you are from a city or castle or temple, but usually a city. Owned by the person building the trade posts. So it occurred to me that I could perhaps usefully build a city as far west as I can and then grant it to the Doge of Pomeralia in order to allow them to make it cheaper to build trade posts out here in the North Sea. So I think I should start constructing a new city in the westernmost coastal county I have. Sadly, Zeeland, unless I start stealing Vlissingen, I can't. It's already full, but Teesterbant is not full. So I can construct a city here. And then I could grant that to the Doge of Pomeralia in the hope that will make it cheaper for him to build trade posts out here and thus enlarge the trading empire of the of Pomeralia, ideally to reach England. We have some territory up there as well, don't we? I've also just run out of money. I mean, technically I can build a second city, but that does kind of leave me a little bit short if something exciting happens. But we could possibly usefully... That's not ours? No. But that is. I mean, that shouldn't really be very far out for the... what's names anyway, but still. Right. Is there anything else I should do? Only a few years have passed, so I don't think we're in any danger of needing to organise our young Dispoletos again. Let's unpause and let things happen. Let everyone leave and then rejoin the defensive pact. There was apparently a war over Arborea, but it has ended inconclusively, which is probably for the best. We almost control all of that. So that's the Duchy of Sardinia. What's there? So she is Sardinian. I'm just wondering if we can peacefully vassalise her. I would have to do that vassalising since she's a duke, duchess. I can't leave that to to someone below me. If I could, so if I were to create the Kingdom of Sardinia and Corsica, which I believe I can, yes, then I would be her Desiree liege, but a different. So that would fix. Right, part of the problem is that she's not Catholic. And so she would still have a false religion objection. Tea, yes please. Is it elective? Yes. And her heir is also Orthodox. So, yeah, we can't peacefully vassalise her because she's the wrong kind of Christian. Oh, did I tell you not? Yes, you were plotting to murder someone I didn't want murdered, weren't you?
An unusual situation. Normally you definitely want people murdered.
My marshal and now unfortunate Bishop of Rome, after I fired him as husband, after he foolishly asked me for a landed title, so I gave him bishopric.
Well, you had to ask.
Yes, fool. Has just managed to drop a boulder on his foot. Well, has managed to. Was trying to teach the thick-headed peasants of Capua how to use siege weapons when one of them dropped a boulder on his foot. So now he is wounded. Okay, I don't think Countess Stave of Siena is anyone I much care about. Oh, it's your husband, is it? Okay. Well, yes, okay, go round murdering one another, see if I care. They can't even decide whether they're currently leaving or joining. I think Gareth has put some less interesting biscuits in biscuit tin. Oh, okay. They're not that much less interesting. Right, so yes. Oh, we have a new Duke of Bremen. So Christopher Di Spoleto, who was the eldest male Di Spoleto we had kicking around, is now Prince Archbishop of Bremen, having replaced Udalrich. So that's another Di Spoleto in an HRE electorship role, which is nice.
Because they said, I've done relaxation. And they've not done it.
So, all right. I think he hasn't voted yet.
She meant to.
Hence the 7 rather than 8 votes. Yes. But he should obviously vote the correct way now.
Yes.
All the other messages are about defensive pacts. Trying to kill the Duchess of Salerno. Right, let's just quickly check what the consequence of that will be. Alright, you mean her, who is not actually, she's just the wife of the current Duke rather than anyone really interesting. That's fine by me. I don't think I'm currently trying to get Salerno into Di Spoleto hands, so I should certainly investigate the possibilities of it. Right, and poor Arpad Zanet, who is pregnant, is now single because her husband has turned into a bishop. Oh well, I mean, you're 44, so your usefulness for this purpose was shortly to come to an end anyway. I'm slightly curious as to what the status of the child will be. I mean, you were married when they were conceived.
Because I think the important bit.
I mean, I feel sure that allowing married men to become bishops is like possibly not quite correctly historical for the Catholic Church.
It's not before 40. Probably not anymore.
I mean, even if they do annul their marriage as a consequence.
I think that was still allowed. I mean,
I don't think you can argue from what year of real history something became disallowed. In this history, we write what years things happen and if we want to.
Some things always happen at the same time. The Pope gets annoyed about about people about not getting to provide his own bishops. I've forgotten the correct terminology. In the same year, I think always 1100. Whatever happens. Why do you let the peasant off poaching? Just. We like just. I mean, she is still at least in her former husband's court, I think. Or some. Oh no, she's gone to Pitten, which is. Where's that? Oh, she's gone back to Hungary. Intriguing.
well, you will go back to
Yes.
your father's court usually, or your near relative's court, if you're married.
Right, Breslau now has some training grounds. Let us spend some more prestige on upgrading more things. Who's Marcus Kven anyway? Oh right, he's the King of Norway. No, I don't think this is the year for holding a feast. On the other hand, I think so, yes. On the other hand, Hilda Di Spoleto, betrothed to Daniel Stratiotikos in the hope that we will get some better genes into the family. He is now in need of tutelage. So I think we just assign her to someone vaguely useful. And yeah, Ludwig Di Spoleto looks like a pretty decent candidate. Oh, she was presumably being tutored by someone else, wasn't she? Given that she's 15. Anyway, Ludwig Di Spoleto still looks like a pretty decent candidate, though admittedly her stewardship's a disaster. Right, we should find another unfortunate male Dispolato to be the next bishop of the places of the various electors, various electorships. Swabia and Bremen and the Rhine. I think in the absence of better plans, let's just go for the eldest available Dispolato. I mean, I suppose I could see if I can invite some some older, less usefully married Dispolatos to my court. Though I have a feeling it turns out there are no Dispolatos who will join my court. Oh no, there's Kunigunda and there's Walpurga. Sorry, neither of you is entitled to be a bishop.
Although I do think it would be very amusing if when Crusades are invented and you go and swamp everything, you then became monarch of Jerusalem, you then converted to Catholicism.
So let us just nominate the oldest Dispolato in the court, which is Ludwig. Did that take? That's better. Right. I mean, again, his wife will be disappointed, but their youngest child is 17, so possibly this is not actually going to deprive us of any more children. Who knows? And like it may be a while before okay, I have no idea why you want to do that. He's not the heir to anything. Get on with it. Oh yeah, who am I plotting to murder at the moment? Oh yes, Augustin Chatenois, of course. Yes, we have the situation where a Dispolato was in line to inherit something and then wasn't because someone went and had a son. But Duchess Agatha of Alsace has died at the age of 18. Oh dear. I mean, she was maimed. Happily, she'd managed to have one son, Duke Thomas Dispolato. So Alsace is now in Dispolato hands, which is nice because Alsace is de jure a vassal of the HRE, yes, which means that it can provide future candidates for emperor. So we should probably find him an excellent potential wife before he finds himself a terrible one. We have a new Duke of Canton, or Corinthia, I think, as was recently needed in a crossword. He is no one of any great interest. Canton is annoyingly elective. It's slightly tricky to get the Dispolatos in there. Uta, who was previously betrothed to someone utterly inappropriate, and is now in a matrilineally betrothed to the current now Duke of Pest. Excellent. Yes. She sadly only turned out a scholarly theologian, but she is now it should be Duchess of Pest. Oh, a young talented artist from Capua proposes to paint an iconic portrait of Gregory the Silent. Yeah, we really don't want to disrespect our dynasty.
It'll resemble him very well, but it won't say anything.
Yes. We definitely don't want to disrespect our dynasty, because
What is that?
that's all the people who will be unhappy if I don't buy this portrait.
Yes, that's alarming.
Because I've tried to arrange that my dynasty is reasonably widespread, but that does mean it's quite important to stay on the right side of them.
Yes, particularly if you want them to support you in wars and so on. Yes.
No, I want them to support me in elections, much more important.
Um,
She still doesn't appear to be calling herself Duchess of Pest, which is slightly surprising. And at the moment, of course, their heir is not their son, but is the current Duke's little brother. But we hope that they will in due course have children. He's even got the attractive trait, so they might even have some slightly popular children, who will be Spoletos, and Dukes of Pest. How did someone with a remover religion manage to end up married to... I suppose she is a genius. Maybe I somehow organised it. I suppose if I could end up with them both in my court, I could probably do that, couldn't I?
Yep.
So, right, the King of Phrygia has declared holy war on the King of Scythiad.
Is there really enough Phrygia to take on Scythiad?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, Scythiad has 14,000 potential ally troops. Phrygia has 3,000. Would you like some help with that war? Oh, I can't join a holy war of one of my vassals. I can only do it if it's a crusade or it's one of their claims. Well, I'm afraid, Phrygia, you're going to have to find some other Catholic helpers from elsewhere. Yes, I mean, okay, you've got an alliance with the Grand Mayor of Genoa. That'll probably help. That's another 3,000 troops. You're still going to find this tricky. Like, you know, I usually go for holy wars against tiny places, not Scythiad.
Yeah. I suspect other Catholic nations can join in, just not you.
Yes, I think
So France.
other people at his level, and yes, the theocracy of France, which is currently at war with England, it looks like. That would certainly be traditional. Who are you and who are you trying to kill? Nobody matters. There. Frisian Holy War for Variant has ended inconclusively. Caesar's Belli no longer valid. Yes, well, okay. In a sense, that was successful then. The King of Svithjod is now Catholic.
If you're Wales, if you're Frisia.
I'm- You haven't successfully taken any territory, but you have turned the King of Svithjod Catholic. Well done. This will now be an entertaining time for the Catholic King of Svithjod. Actually, about half of his territory was already Catholic. So, like, this may not be so bad.
Why is he hitting the very good list? That's hilarious. What? Just looking. Oh, because I read it a lot was original. And I guess it was. It's only the PS. Probably Russia. It should be right there.
Oh, I should work out who are you trying to kill? Probably no one I care about. Heir to the Duchy of West Frisia. Don't think I'm currently doing much with West Frisia. Meanwhile, come on, my Chancellor. Get Amalfi to declare independence from the Holy Roman Empire. Not the Holy Roman Empire, from the Byzantine Empire, so that they can become part of the Holy Roman Empire. Why are you betrothed to her rather than to someone who we could, like, usefully use your genetics with? Oh well. It'll do. She is strong. If you manage to produce some strong genius children, that will be helpful. Okay, I don't think I care. We have a new count of... Ooh! Oh no, he's only... Oh, he's Count of Arbarea, and is thus not directly useful. Sorry, I was going, ooh, he's Catholic, but of course he is. Arbarea is the bit we control. I mean, I suppose we could engage in some silliness and grant him the kingdom of Sardinia and Corsica, and then let him work out how to take the rest of it off the Duchess. She's not exactly well off for troops. If we granted him the kingdom, he might be able to use it. And it's quite a small kingdom. Go on. You thought you were just Count of Arbarea, but no, now you're King of Sardinia and Corsica.
This is for wave making king.
I'm doing this in order to, because that way he'll have de jure claims over the rest of Sardinia, which is currently outside of the Empire.
Right, yes.
And so I can't go to war with them, but he can. I think I just lost a commander in the process, but I think because one of my other counts is now under him. Yes, I see. Have we got anyone really good? He doesn't even Ludwig isn't really good, but on the other hand, he's a Dispolator, which gives him a bit of extra was name. Let's appoint Ludwig for now. One of these terribly complicated messages. Veslan Bozanid is no longer a participant in the Bardinian claim on Bern War, as his liege, Mircea Wilhelmik Geronen, joined the war as defender. Right. So here is the Duke of Baden. He doesn't appear to be at war at all, so I think that war may have evaporated somehow. Right, yes, Count Belasco, that was our new Count of Arbrea, who is no longer a mere count. He is the King Belasco of Sardinia and Corsica. King Gerlach of Frisia is being busy, has declared the Frisian War for Winfrieda's claim on Vestergautland on King Eskild the Svithiod. Presumably because the previous war ended by means that didn't result in a truce. We did conclude last time, though, Gerlach, that you couldn't safely take on Svithiod. You do remember that, don't you?
No.
Svithiod has slightly fewer troops now. Maybe I should. So, who is Winfrieda? And I suppose I could join the war anyway, just on general principles to avoid my. No, but I don't. If he's not going to gain any territory from this, I don't care. So, who is Winfrieda, who has a claim on Vestergautland? Where is Vestergautland? Is it that one? No.
I always find it a real pain to find.
So I don't even know which Vestergautland. Well, it can't be the duchy, because there are no claimants to the duchy. Oh, I've probably got some tea, haven't I? I should find that. So it's presumably the chiefdom of Vestergautland. So presumably Winfrieda courtier in Tolen. Well, we don't really care. How is it helpful for her to get that? She's a random courtier. She is a von Kirchberg, which is not the current dynasty of the King of Frisia or of me. So I think she's just going to end up as an independent countess, and I don't think that gains the empire anything. I mean, I don't see how it gains the King of Frisia or anything. Maybe he has some more complicated idea. So, yeah. Good night, Steph. So, I think we say, okay, if you want to do that, that's your own business. Alright, there we are. Bardinian claim on Bern War has ended in conclusively liege changes for Count Vezien of Savoy. did briefly read it as Liège changes, but no, that's the other end of that border. Right, Richwara and Prince Walter have married. And therefore Richwara Geronen has left our court for the Kingdom of Swabia. More people joining a defensive pact against us. Oh, looks like a random Dispoleto has turned 6. She's not like a close relative of mine, is she? No. Oh, no, we're not giving her to a misguided warrior. Really. Pick someone reasonably well balanced. Ludwig, if he's available. Don't accidentally imprison people, but have a quick look around. Don't think any of those are particular nuisances. So allow more time to pass. Keep an eye open for any interesting revolts near our borders. Sadly, mere peasant rebellions are not interesting. Reinhold Hupolinger of Salzburg is now known as the Cruel. So I was planning to use some money to build a city in Holland. I'm feeling slightly flush now, so let's set that city building so that we could grant that to the Doge of Pomerania. Possibly Pomerania, I can never remember. The foolish king of Frisia has just managed to run his armies straight into that bunch of peasant rebels who've been sitting in the corner of Svitjod for ages. It's not going to help you with your being horribly outnumbered situation to have your army reduced by this encounter. Don't gain anything from that. Hildeburg di Spoleto, my kinswoman, betrothed to Berthold Kven, for reasons I have no idea of, but whatever.
You didn't personally arrange it?
Well, I probably did, I just can't remember. Possibly I should have thought about breaking that engagement and seeing if I could find her a better husband, since that was last opportunity, but whatever. She'll have children, they'll be helpful, probably. I mean, he's going to win that battle, but it's going to cost him. Chief Vinus of Novosil. Why on earth am I paying attention to Chief Vinus of Novosil? Doesn't seem to have been married to anyone interesting. Ah, well, the Grand Mayor of Genoa has at least joined the Frisian War, which might help. Still shouldn't be enough, but possibly they think their superior technology will help them. Plausibly, yes, an army of 3,600 troops marching north. Right. More things we can build. For 300 prestige, upgrade that practice range. I think if I get it high enough, it turns into a thing when we finally... feudalise that county. Okay. Why is he? Did I set him up to inherit that? Oh well. Possibly there was a good reason. Oh, why would I put a 16-year-old in that job? It's weird. War camp has been built in Lomza tribe, right? This improves practice range for 300. Actually, that one will actually turn into a thing, so we should finish upgrading. We should upgrade that all the way first. I'm not very snooze because I've just had tea. Madone Deste is now known as the Scholar. Nice. So... yeah, so what? Yeah, someone's trying to found a faction. But he's founded the High Chief Borislav for Sicily faction. Like, do you have some territory in Sicily? No. Why on earth do you think you should be king of Sicily? Weirdo. Duke Nazareno thinks he should be Holy Roman Emperor. Chief Trinity of Drutsk thinks he should be independent. This is not any great relevance. Am I watching King Alnas the Hollow for reasons I can currently not remember? No. Wasn't there a thing about the High Chief of Puskov somewhere? Maybe it was that one of his heirs was... yes, his heir, the heir to the High Chiefdom of Puskov is betrothed matrilineally to a Di Spoleto. Yes, that's the situation. We might thus want to at some point murder the current High Chief of Puskov. But like we have no one to do that, so we should continue working on the person we're currently trying to murder. Augustine Chatenois, because his big sister Hedwig, no, his big sister Inga. Why is Hedwig shown to the left of Inga? Is betrothed to a Di Spoleto. So ideally she would inherit the duchy. End of an Edda, thank you, I think. I mean, maybe it won't be the end of an Edda. We're doing like she might just keep on going.
How old is she now?
68, I think.
Yeah, she might. I mean, she's not stressed or anything, is she?
No, I mean she doesn't have a pet cat anymore. But we consider this person interesting for some reason. Okay, we do consider this person interesting. Why do we consider this person interesting? He's on his second wife, which is unfortunate because, like, I'm wondering, could we find someone to marry her? Not usefully. Sorry, I'm just realising. I've got marriage rings available for her. Why on earth is that? Oh, she is my courtier. Don't know why. Possibly I invited her over here in the hope we could find someone for her to marry.
I forgot to.
Well, I mean, she's now heir to a duchy. We have someone a bit older. Oh, we've got a nice 15-year-old Di Spoleto. I don't know that we have much use for him. Thomas Di Spoleto of Couretienne. Left-handed, slothful, honest. Yeah, let's. Oops, let's.
It surely matters more what your preferred foot is for hanging some branches.
Let us offer him to, or offer this convenient heir to the chiefdom of Novasil. Oh, okay, it's only a chiefdom, not a high chiefdom. Still, it's worth doing. To a random Di Spoleto who's not even in our court. See if we can get that chiefdom. Duke Blasi... What? Duke Blasi of Provence has declared the Provençal French excommunication war on King Bishop Wenzel of France. Yes, the King Bishop of France has been excommunicated.
It would be hilarious if the Pope called a crusade now.
Well, mere excommunication isn't cause for a crusade.
No,
Things would get...
And so who's on which side of the war? Which one wants him recommunicated?
No one.
Possibly he does.
So an excommunication war allows you to go to war against an excommunicated character and force them to abdicate. So he will step down if Wenzel loses the war. He will step down as King Bishop of France, and presumably, at least technically, the Pope will appoint a new King Bishop of France.
Well, he wins it. He's still excommunicated,
But he's also still King Bishop of France. I mean, he can presumably apply to the Pope to have his excommunication lifted, at which point he might actually be able to. That would probably render the war inconclusive. So I think that, like Frisia's war, is not one I'm going to get involved in because I don't think it actually advances the interests of the empire. Frisia now has its troops well into Svithyod territory. Someone called Glov has joined the defensive pact against the Empire. Being charitable is about loving other human beings and forgiving them the trespasses they do to us. Is this in some way about my former husband? So I can talk to a courtier and cause Bishop Nils's opinion to improve by 5. Or I can talk to a vassal and cause Bishop Nils's opinion of me to improve by 5. Well, I'll talk to a courtier, but I'm not quite sure why. Oh, at the age of 35, Caterina Ventimiglia has died. Well, we should get Ludwig a new wife then. I mean, admittedly, he is like next in line for slightly too many Prince Bishoprics. I only want him to take the ones that are going to be useful to the family. Like, what's going on there? Because he's heir to the Prince Bishoprics of Augsburg and Mainz. I don't think those are very useful. Yes, who's currently voting against me then? Milosh of Swabia, who is still not of the correct dynasty, and who will be replaced by Ludwig in due course, probably, and Conrad of Köln, whom we don't control. Yes. So. Yeah, where is he? Forgotten his name. Ludwig. Why? So, Prince Bishoprics of Augsburg and Mainz and possibly others. So do I control them? Prince Bishopric. No, I don't control the Prince Bishoprics of Augsburg and Mainz. It looks like. No, wrong box. Search for realm. Augsburg. Prince Bishopric of Augsburg is a vassal of the Prince Archbishopric of Swabia. Oh, right. Do we have... No, but... Milosh, are you being sneaky and trying to steal people into your bishoprics, into your Prince Bishoprics? I mean, you are my spy master. I suppose I should expect you to be sneaky. You have an intrigue score of 25, but still, let's just check. If I go here, yes, there are no Prince Bishoprics that I can appoint to. So, yeah, I think someone is sneakily trying to appoint my the person I want to get into a useful bishopric into an unuseful bishopric. Well, in the meantime, he may as well be generating more Despoletos. I mean, ideally with someone landed, but apparently that's not an available option. Oh, we could grab him a random 30-year-old genius. She will do as a temporary measure, I think. And we might find a use for her afterwards. Okay, feel free to fabricate a claim on the Duchy of Mecklenburg. Right. He does look quite a lot like his previous wife. Though being malnourished is probably not good for her fertility. Oh well. Give her more cake, Ludwig. Was she of any significance? Don't think so very much. Alright, yes, she was the mother of the Duke of Pest, who is married to Uta di Spoleto, who is pregnant. Excellent. Hilda di Spoleto is, for reasons I can't currently understand, betrothed to Daniel Stratiotikos. Let's actually see if I can find the text file I wrote down useful facts in. Let's do it in this on this thing, which of course is not visible on the stream. Okay, as far as my notes say, that was a betrothal solely for the purposes of genetics, which is fine. Off you go, have fun together. People keep joining this independence faction, but like, it's not completely useless now. You might want to do you have any concerns I could actually do something about? No, did I break a betrothal? I'm sorry. You also don't like that I'm foreign, you don't like that I'm female, you don't like that I'm a known murderer, and you're envious of your liege. Thus trying to fabricate a claim on the county of Petau. You are similar, except you also disagree with my religion. And you don't like me because you disagree with the kind of government I've got. Actually kind of tempted to see, wonder if I can invite him for a private conversation. And persuade him to like me better. I mean, he's like an impaler and such, so it might be difficult for him to like people. Oh, he declined my invitation to meet in the seclusion of the brewery of the Apostolic Palace. Okay, be like that. Okay, if you want to kill her, I'm not going to stop you. Duchess Argentina of Ancona has founded the Duchess Argentina for Italia faction. Yeah, I'm not worried about that faction for some reason. Mostly I'm worried about factions that Grand Mayor Adriano is a member of. Possibly I should send my spy master there to try to discourage Grand Mayor Adriano from his factionalising. Well, I would, but my spy master just exploded. Look, I just switched to the council tab and my spy master vanished. He was there when I turned to the tab. So, Ludwig, well, you didn't manage to...
He didn't explode, he's just hiding very, very well.
You possibly didn't manage to get your very short-lived, as it were, wife pregnant. Indeed, I'm not sure that the system acknowledges you ever married her. Has inherited Prince Archbishopric of Swabia. Well, that's probably for the best. That at least is an elector title, isn't it? I think so. Yes, from Milosh. That, of course, means that now you can't go and appoint yourself to various bishoprics under you. Because Prince Archbishop Milosh is no longer spy master, owing to his being dead at the age of 73. And so, yes, the very brief wife of the Prince Archbishop of Swabia goes to his court and then finds herself without a husband. Right, which means that we're going to need some new successors for other things in a moment. Let us allow time to pass a little bit so that all builds up properly. You've turned up in Genoa to raid things. Bah.
The Raiders of Genoa.
Thank you, Simon. Right, so I need a new spy master. Do we have a good spy master kicking around? Prince Archbishop of Bremen looks like he's all right. I do like being able to appoint my vassals as councillors when they are good enough. You should now go and scheme and see if you can reduce the amount of factions that this person's running. I don't know if you can actually reduce the factions he's running, but maybe you can also find out plots he's engaged in and I can imprison him. So Helga is in need of Guardian. She is in no way interesting. Yeah, I can see why you chose Malacresta. See, I like Nils, perversely. Yes, he's my ex-husband, but... right, so... She is not my relative, so we probably not my close relative, so he probably can't get her a good matrilineal marriage. Though, heir to the County of Worcester might be alright. And possibly he won't stay that way, but he's been that way for a little while. That's odd. Oh, he's in the heir to the County of Worcester is actually in my court. I see. Okay, why is he the heir to the County of Worcester?
I don't know, but you should quickly marry him to this.
I'm just about to, yes. But I'm just checking that he's not like immediately going to cease being heir because actually his mother is pregnant or something.
Oh, you can put him on your medical.
Right, so yes, the current Earl of Worcester has a daughter, but apparently Gavelkind doesn't work like that. Well, yes, I think he's a reasonable candidate. And like, we can always break it off if he turns out not to actually get the job. So that's Helga, born 1106. He's betrothed to the heir presumptive to the County of Worcester. So now, if I'm really clever, I will look that up when she comes of age and see if he is still heir presumptive to the County of Worcester. Meanwhile, I need a new commander. Well, we already had Ludwig. We just lost him because he became Prince Archbishop of Swabia. Yes, that's part of Gotland, I see. Chancellor of Plock is trying to murder, who is presumably heir to the County of Plock, yes, is trying to murder the current Count of Plock. Well, if you want. I mean, you're both Dispoletos, so to an extent I don't mind. I think. Slightly considering whether actually I do mind, because he's married to a strong woman who could... Oh, he's 46. No, okay, get on with it. The church is a greedy thing who always needs more arms, but I have deep pockets and it's for a good cause. Thinner wallet, but thicker soul. Don't actually get any piety for that, mind. That's just a random event from being pious. Countess Friederica is now an intricate web weaver, which is nice. For some reason, she managed to end herself up betrothed to another Dispoleto, which is a bit weird. But, yeah, whatever.
And it might just be that you couldn't.
I mean, that was not my doing. Though it could have been. It should have been.
they want to kind of create a field. When we're talking about actually the characteristics over the field of characteristic one, is that a field of one out of the field of characteristic one? Is it? And in very concrete field, you're still talking about physical data.
Meanwhile, we need yet another unfortunate Dispolato to be appointed to various bishoprics. Which is probably going to be Magnus. For the various elector titles. Right. Yeah. Oh, the troops have accidentally gone straight past. Right. Yeah. Let's organise them. You lot in there. Kill. Yes. The King of Sardinia and Corsica seeks to fabricate a claim on the Duchy of Corsica. That was not what I wanted you to take that role for. Bah. If you come and raid my territories, you can expect a lot of your troops to die. Meanwhile, we'll hold a feast. I mean, we only killed 400 of them, but... So how are things going up here? Oh, he's... The Frisian army has managed to occupy a reasonable amount of territory up there. Uh, 9% war score in his favour at the moment. Meanwhile, down here... right, both England and Provence are attacking him, and currently he's busy winning against England and neutral against Provence. Looks like Provence may be taking a little while to get there. There's a little Gasconian revolt, which I rather suspect I don't have a casus belli against. Yeah. Right, the raiders have piled onto their ship, I think, so we may as well dismiss our army as well. Hire a minstrel. Oh dear, there seems to be some miasma down in Rome. More precisely, camp fever. Very okay. I have no idea who you were. Okay, let's send out the invitations and see who turns up.
I searched for how you left to an elephant. My very first raised question was, do elephants have a liver?
Very related question.
Well, in terms of the question,
Several people can't turn up. Lots of people can't turn up. But I do have like 52 vassals, so. Alright. Independence faction is, I think, no longer a problem. Mostly we still need to get Grand Mayor Adriano out of the Duke Nazareno for Italia problem faction, but right, so she's the one who was randomly in my court and heir to the Chiefdom of Novosil, and she's still heir to the Chiefdom of Novosil. And Thomas can now marry her, which will help to gain us a small amount of extra territory, maybe, if she actually inherits it. Welcome to my feast. But we're currently busy doing another murder. Yes, we already did that one from the other side, I think. The Dowager Empress of wherever it was, Bulgaria, has died, and therefore Thietmar von Prume, at the age of 18, is single again. I mean, he's not a lot of use, to be fair. Though, because he is my grandson, I can use him, at least in theory, to get like a possible non-aggression pact. Queen of Blois. King of presumably Georgia. King of Serbia, that might be quite nice. Various ways we could get a non-aggression pact with Frisia. Portugal is apparently fairly easy to achieve as well. Kind of think Serbia is my most interesting possibility. Princess of Hungarian... Is there a revolt in Hungary? Ooh, there's a Hungarian revolt. We should do something about that. We should definitely not get a non-aggression pact with the Hungarian revolt. so far the most tempting one. We could get a non-aggression pact with the King of Svithjod. I'm not sure that would be helpful. I mean, I think so far the most tempting one has been the King of Serbia. Though kind of Svithjod would be nice to have, I suppose. He does have an awful lot of daughters. And similar. Well, let's assume it's not worth looking any deeper and choose between Serbia and Svithjod. So, the King of Serbia has 3,000 troops. The King of Svithjod's much scarier. Yeah, let's see who the best. Newt. I mean, I don't really care precisely who we marry. Well, let's go for Svanhilda, courtier in Svithjod. This will remove King Eskild from the defensive pact opposing me, because he will then be my ally. Well, not ally, but we'll have a non-aggression pact anyway. That's right, she's gone to Couretienne. So, about this Hungarian revolt then. You're not in the defensive pact because you're a revolt. You control Worms. Well, I mean, arguably we should just damn well have that back. Indeed, that appears to be basic. We can claim Gomer, which is like, or we can claim Worms back. Right. I mean, I think I'm just going to do it on my own behalf. So she has about 6,000 troops. See what we can raise near her borders. Might be slightly too few. That will solve the problem. Oh, that will probably cancel the feast, won't it? Oh well. Yeah, fabricate all the claims you want. Oh no, the feast is still ongoing. Excellent. Everyone drank and was happy except Bishop Cayetan, who refused more wine. How dare he insult me. Everyone has gone home. Everyone enjoyed the feast. Gained 10 prestige. Sadly, just before I raised all these armies. Just after I raised all these armies, rather. Now, apparently the Tsar of Bulgaria was actually not a member of the Defensive Pact for a little while. She's called in an ally. That's interesting. Random things going on in places we don't really care about. Okay, the King of Frisia has inherited a random barony. That's nice. Countess of Minorca is trying to fabricate a... Oh dear, are we running out of... Yes, we are. Well, you lot should thus, before you die of death... actually, you should be split in half. One half should head that way. That way, perhaps. We have a rough terrain master last I looked. Apparently not at the moment. Oh well. The other half should head that way, I think. Yeah, that should be fine. I think we should also raise a small number of troops over here. Slightly more than that. And march them into Worms and besiege it. And then dismiss them. Excellent. We have 5% war score from the Battle of Linz. Okay, not quite sure. Oh, he's a random strong person, and we were planning to use him for genetics, if nothing else. I mean, she's got a couple of childbearing years ahead of her. don't really want to marry him or betroth him to like a 1-year-old. We'll probably find a better use for her. Go on, let's quickly send him. Maybe we can find some better displayers. No, not really. Hildeberg, who's 5, but let's send him off to Kunigunda. See if they can accomplish anything. Yeah, you can kill him. He's not one of my dynasty. Various odd non-aggression pacts exploding, which is fine. We got a 3rd siege leader we can stick in here. 1. I appear not to have a 2nd siege leader, which is kind of confusing because I thought I had two useful sieges ongoing. Oh well. I mean, maybe I need to recruit some more siege leaders, but it'll happen in due course. Oops, whatever. Unpause. Oh, the Ixodids defeated Venice in an embargo war. That's nice. You are strong, so if we could find you... Oh, you were... Yes, we're watching you. I probably don't have anyone good for you at the moment, no. I'm watching you simply because I thought you might be useful as a strong person to get some strong into our genes. She has sadly found her calling, and it's as former wife of Prince Walter of Swabia and Bishop of Grine.
Is he an elector?
No. The Prince Archbishop of Swabia is an elector, not the Bishop of Swabia. Well, not the Prince of Swabia, who is a bishop. Because he is a prince of the Kingdom of Swabia, and it's the Duchy of Swabia, which is the Prince Archbishopric, that's the... electorship. Right, you should become a commander again. You were a commander just a moment ago, but everything did its usual weirdness because Frirek has ceased being alive and also ceased being my commander. That means we could do with a new commander. We probably don't have any very good candidates. No. I mean, Jakob is alright, and Eckbert's alright. I think probably we want to go out there and find some better ones. Right, aren't we now down to 1 or even 0 siege leaders? We are out of siege leaders, right. I mean, the supply of siege leaders is not that good. But they are kind of useful, so... let's invite 2 of them. Alright, is it... oh yeah, you are besieging something there. Good. Right, let us relieve our useless Prince Eckhart. I don't think we really need him as a commander anymore. Bishop Gregor of Ostia is getting a bit old now, but he's useful because he's an organizer. We want 2 organizers and 2 siege leaders, I think. So that means that the next one to get fired is Count Eckbert. Yes.
Eventually, when I've got, like, new some order of beds and stuff.
So Gedi Gaudas and Oinu Khan are our new commanders, and we should probably find any spare bishops we don't really care about. Actually, we should just we should put those ones in because they have. Well, actually, he's an organizer. Let us nominate Assur for that one. And our siege leaders. I don't care. Whatever I can find. I'm too lazy to do this well. That's easy to find. See, those more obscure ones I shall not appoint, because, or at least I should appoint on some sensible criterion, like people who I really don't have any use for. on the grounds that they're not actually... those ones are likely to become inaccessible at some point because they're don't know what your purpose in life is, because they'll be their counts will eventually end up becoming people in their own right. I mean, like vassals rather than Edda. Right. So we should appoint some of these shiny new siege leaders into places where there are sieges that need leading. Because that will make things faster. Aha, right. City of Schravenhagen has now been constructed in Tiesterband, so we can immediately grant that to the current Doge of... Sorry, the current Grand Mayor. Why are you not a Doge? Anyway, of Pomeralia. With the idea being that then that might allow him to construct more trade posts out there. How are things going out here with that lot? Oh, they're doing quite well, really. Back down to my war. That's nice. Oh, I don't think we have any use for you. We won't get a... No, you can just sit around until we... until someone asks for you, because, like, you're not a close relative, you have no useful genetic traits. You are admittedly the sister of the Earl of Buchan, but you're not the heir to it or anything. I'm not quite sure why we know about you. Oh, because you, for some reason, are in the Holy Roman Empire, even though you're being tutored in Gowrie. Or rather, you're nominally in the Holy Roman Empire. Where are this lot headed? Oh, is he actually factionalising at the moment? He is. So, regarding the Grand Mayor of Genoa, do we blackmail him, threaten him, or do nothing? Well, he has 15 intrigue and 3 martial. I think we will threaten. Excellent. More distrust shown. Right. Wouldn't dream of associating with any faction. Right. Well, let's hope you don't. So now, what's going on with the Doge of Amalfi? Still not very good. He loves the current Basileus. This is not really working properly. Right, this army is kind of at a loose end, so I feel it should march into there and beat up that little army. This one, we should make sure it has a sensible set of commanders, just in case it runs into someone. Slightly dubious about this because Antonio is like currently the heir to the empire. Oops. Oh yes. Hang on, let's stick Asa in there. That'll probably be more effective. Right. The only even T15. Excellent. The only even slightly worrying looking faction has now disbanded. All the factions are now trivial. Oh, King Eskild of Svidjord has accepted King Gerlach's peace offer. Well done, King Gerlach. You managed to capture Eskild. Excellent. So she has just been placed on what is now Westergothia, conquered as claimant today. Right, yes, I see there was a previous war that drove her dynasty out, and so there is now an independent Westergothia, which we can immediately vassalize into the empire. So let's do that. Yeah, I suppose I should remember that that trick works. Are we going to go and quickly squish that Hungarian? Oh no, that's actually a Hungarian army. We don't care about that. No, we're heading over there. So probably not with all of those troops, actually. Actually, the other half should probably go somewhere like there. Right, we have a war camp in Breslau. So if we do that again, it will turn into a barracks when this is upgraded. Or we can do the training ground. Well, they're broadly equivalent. Let's do the one that's highest up the list. Right. Manfredo Di Spoleto, Manfredo Magnusson Di Spoleto has come of age. He's a brilliant strategist. He will now go off and become Duke of Rugen. And hopefully have lots of lovely Di Spoleto children who will be the future Dukes of Rugen. Brandon County is converted to Catholic, but it wasn't the one that my person was working on, I don't think. Because that was this one, which is still Slavic. How are things going for the King Bishop of France then? He is losing his excommunication war. So, Manfredo Magnusson is now married to the Duchess of Rugen, and thus their children should... She's elective, so it might not work, but, like, might become future Dukes of Rugen. Davide di Piombino, who is strong, is betrothed to Duchess Adelheid of Capua, who is genius. Well, that might turn out quite well. And that one is Gavelkind. High Chief Das Brungas of Pskov, oh, I should move my spy master, shouldn't I? Is plotting to kill Chieftain Smikova of Foggia, who is my genius daughter-in-law. Don't think we like that. We can't imprison him. We can ask him not to do it, but he doesn't much like me, so he won't. Rather, he will do it. We can't imprison him because he's a foreigner. We won't have much hope of murdering him. How close is he to ending the plot? -3 plus 2. So possibly if we just send him some beer, he'll do it. That will save us some money. Yes. Don't try to kill my genius daughter-in-law, we don't like that. Don't think that's of any significance. The Duke of Thuringia is now known as the Just, which is nice, but not very relevant. So am I. Kaiser and Edda the Just. Oh yes, we should put our Spy Master back to doing something different. Yes, I'll forgive you. Just don't go murdering my daughter-in-law. He is now husband to Duchess Adelheid of Capua. So all being well, they will have some strong genius children. I just assume everyone's in a defensive pact against Edda at the moment. Like, she has 99.5% threat. And that's before she's got Worms back. Okay, we've got a load of people we need to ransom. Don't think they're worth any war score. No, so I should quickly ransom them before they get released at the end of the war. Duchess Louisa, the Bewitched of Tuscany, has formed an alliance with Duke Hans of Saxony. Okay. Okay, maybe you're doing alright, it's hard to tell. Whenever I look, it seems that things are getting better for them down there. As in, worse for me. Oh, that's better. Doge's opinion of the Basileus is at least now neutral. Which, if nothing else, might mean he's no longer paying him taxes. You know, he currently is, but it's not much tax. I think it'll reduce further as his opinion drops, which should be good for starving the Empire of Taxes, the Byzantine Empire of Taxes. I wonder if there's some clever way I can form an alliance. I probably can't end up in an alliance with him in such a way that I could join him in a war against his liege, can I? Drag more people out of their hiding holes. I mean, I would end this war immediately, but I've got all these people in my prison. I mean, some of the war score is actually from people I hold prisoner. So I should probably keep Kabar Bertok in prison. this guy. This guy. But we can ransom Esther. Let's let them stay there for now. Not actually get into a battle unnecessarily. Oh, they're suffering attrition. March them at least into a county where they won't suffer attrition. Actually, no, let's send that lot out to there, because... maybe not, because they'll end up in zillions of odd little battles. I don't know. Are there now two separate Hungarian revolts? I think there are. This is just a bit confusing. I should probably have checked what that murder was. Oh well, it's probably not important. Oh, she was the one who was most of my war score, wasn't she? No. Yes. No, Bertok was the one that was the problem. Keep ransoming people. Let's wring all the money we can out of this. Actually, I think we may as well march all of our troops home. Right, we have finished constructing the city in Halland, so we'll grant that to the Grand Mayor of Pomerania as well. Let's just check, that is the city of Falkenberg, isn't it? Yes. So the theory is that now Pomerania can expand its trade network. Oh, sod it, I don't care. Just built something in one of my tribes and I didn't notice which one it was. Is it that one? Yes. Let's just finish upgrading that for another 400 prestige. Because I have too much prestige. If we win this battle, we'll probably have so much war score we can ransom her husband back to her as well. God damn it, we've captured someone else. So how much war score have we now got? We've now got 37% from battles and 75% from occupation, and another 50% from holding her husband. Right, we can ransom her husband back to her. At least I assume he's her husband. Right. It's probably not been very good for her finances. Been quite nice for ours. I think we're now in a situation where we have no one in our dungeon whom we can ransom. Not even Princess Jacinta of Hungary. Because the leader of the Hungarian revolt doesn't care about her. So I think now we may as well actually end this war. And regain Worms. Might slightly reduce the population of our... we still have a lot of random prisoners. Now there is, however, what I think is a second Hungarian revolt. Curiously, it's that Duke of Pest. You remember we married Uta to the at that time heir presumptive to the Duchy of Pest, no, heir apparent to the Duchy of Pest, who then inherited the duchy. I believe he is still Duke of Pest. Is now revolting against the crown. In an attempt at becoming King of Hungary. And the only slightly annoying thing is I can't join his war. I mean, I was thinking I could go to war with him, but like, no, I want him to win this. If I had realised it was him, I would not have ended my war, because I could have helped him informally. Curses. How annoying. If I'd realised what was going on, I would have stayed in that notional war for Worms so that I was hostile to Hungary. Yes, there's this rather odd thing that when I do get an offer to join, but I can join. Oh well. If we can put a Di Spoleto indirectly on the throne of Hungary... Yeah, go on. I've even got some troops there. Yet our enemies tremble. I am now at war with Hungary. Right, how scary is Hungary? How many troops do I need for this job? 1,000. Right, well, maybe I'll just leave that army of 7,000 in there. I mean, we should probably raise another army. I think that one must have come from the south. Okay, maybe it's going to be slightly fiddly finding any troops around here, because someone's raised them all already. Oh well, that'll do. That'll make a decent-sized army. Stop it, peasants. Yeah, I don't want to nominate a successor in that bishopric because it's going to go out of my control in due course. Oh dear, my steward died. It's a long time since I've had to think about stewards, or maybe it isn't, given that apparently he was only 35. Oh well, King Gerlach of Frisia looks like he'll do the job pretty well. Actually, we could have him work on building things faster up here, couldn't we? Yes, what's Worms part of? Dejurely. Should be part of the Prince Archbishopric of the Rhine. The Prince Archbishop of the Rhine would probably thus actually quite like that. On the other hand, he loves me anyway, so who cares? Let's keep it in my domain for now. And build some jousting lists there. Ooh, patience is a virtue. Oh, I need to find another ward, apparently. But sometimes it gets on my nerves. My kinswoman Adalberta never loses her temper, always waiting patiently for a chance to retaliate. So I can definitely make her patient and gain one intrigue. Or I can do various other things which are almost certainly bad ideas. I mean, Roth isn't bad, but the thing is there's a good chance that she just ends up neutral, which is worse. Oh, we have a new Queen of Swabia. Queen Hemma of Swabia has inherited the Kingdom of Swabia and also the County of Freistadt from King Jakob, my Edda's lover and kinsman. They're not a very close kinsman. I can't remember if any... Yes. Princess Inga is in fact Jakob's daughter. But Queen Hemma is now Queen of Swabia. Prince Anselm, her son, is the is her heir. Her ludicrously mustachioed husband, King Karlman, no idea where we got him from, but it's a proper matrilineal marriage, so that's good. Anselm is betrothed to someone fairly meh, to be honest. Oh well. Oh, Jakob was one of my commanders, wasn't he? I probably should organise myself. Oh, Inga Conradina, whom I want to become, is seeking to kill Augustin Chatenois. I would like to join your plot. Because, it's obviously silly for us to have two independent plots to kill Augustin Chatenois. Yeah, apparently I can't join the plot because in same subrealm. Okay, so we do actually have to have two separate plots to kill Augustin Chatenois. Well, that's not very helpful, is it? Would you like to join my plot to kill Augustin Chatenois? I don't appear to get that option either. How unhelpful. Well, please get on with it. We would quite like Augustin Chatenois to die. We even both want him to die for the same reason. Meanwhile, I need a new designated regent because Jakob was my designated regent. Well, yeah. On reason, Hemmer actually would benefit from a little more opinion of me. All right, I thought maybe Jakob has stopped being one of my commanders then. No, the designated regent is not my current regent. They're the person who will be regent if I become incapable or otherwise occupied. Plus, it's like a fairly prestigious job, which doesn't involve any actual work. Oi! Simon of the Alsatian Revolt has declared war on Duke Thomas of Alsace. We don't want that, do we? Also, we should find a wife for Duke Thomas, but that's not urgent. So ideally we would murder Bishop Wilhelm. Who is the claimant, because that will immediately evaporate. You can only get 122% war score, plot power there. Well, let's try murdering Simon simply because he's so much more killable. that it really shouldn't take long, and we'll see if that deals with the war. Do you think they should? I think that lot should actually go and have a quick battle there. Yeah, I don't care about that. Right, Simon of the Alsatian revolt will die of poisoned wine, maybe. I kind of hope that flattening this army will be hugely good for my war score. Pretty good, yes. But we don't want to... Right, so the question is... Oh, we have a new Grand Mayor of Genoa. Might mean I have to do something. Probably not, though. So what's going on in Alsace now? Is he still at war? Right, yes, he's just at war with the new leader of the Alsatian revolt, right. Not surprising, really. So it doesn't help much to kill the... Like, it was a quick murder, it didn't cost me any serious time. So we do have to do this the slow way and murder the claimant. I suppose we could probably usefully occupy the capital. We don't want to get into a fight with that revolt, so let's not bother. Unless we turn out to be unable to win the war without it. You have a new Duchess of Thuringia. Someone's trying to fabricate a claim on the Duchy of Corsica again. Someone's reducing taxes on churches. That's terrible. We tax the churches heavily. Sadly, we haven't managed to get the Di Spoleto name into Thuringian politics yet. Like, he's doing his bit for this war. We're not doing all of it ourselves. Oh, a new Count of Orbitello. That's nice. I think the last one was a nuisance in some respect. Oh, maybe I can finally ransom his wife, whom I, for some reason, got in my dungeon. Excellent. Ah, well, maybe we're going to blow up Bishop Wilhelm a new great house in Pomeranian politics, because the previous house has become extinct, which is generally good because it tends to mean that the trade posts end up more concentrated. So despite those cities, they still haven't built any new ones. Bah. There! That wasn't what I meant to do. Right. Have we got anyone else in our prisons we can now get rid of? No. So we should see why we can't get rid of each one. Because if it's based on opinion, they may be worth putting in house arrest, because that makes them more popular. No interest, which is, yeah. Well, we'll just take the... success! Bishop Wilhelm perished in the manure explosion. There is no trace of my complicity to be found among the rubble. Wilhelm went out with a bang. So the Alsatian revolt war for Bishop Wilhelm's claim on Alsace has sadly ended inconclusively, because the claimant's dead. I hope you appreciate what I do for you, Duke Thomas. Right, meanwhile, we've got another person to kill, haven't we? Augustin Chatenois, we need to get back to murdering him. Oh, no, we can't excommunicate him, he's a child. Siege of Niji Wombat, or whatever it was, is a success. Anyone seen a Hungarian army recently? Oh, there they are. We should probably go and kick them, because they're like trying to besiege the revolt capital. Oh no, they're trying to besiege the capital of the other revolt, that's fine. Hey, stop it. I just gave him that city. Gerlach has 4,000 troops. Yeah, okay, you're probably going to win too. Bah. Someone's founding an independence faction again. Maybe we should have placed it in somewhere like Brabant, because I don't think it actually has to be coastal. I don't think those guys can actually besiege. There's too few of them. And it was the wrong thing. Yeah, we don't care. The wrong revolt. Pest is obviously the one we have to protect. Oh, Kaiser in Edda's known murderer penalty is timed out. She's managed to live, despite murdering an awful lot of people, so long that everyone has forgotten about her murderings. I mean, she kept doing it, but it didn't appear to extend the deadline. She should probably be a little bit cautious about murdering people now. I mean, like, she's 71, it's not like it'll be a penalty for very long. Also, she's got lots of money again. I wonder what she should do with it. Aha! The daughter was born to Daniel Stratiotikos and Wulfhilda di Spoleta, named Carlotta. She is sadly dull in all possible respects, even though her father is strong. Well, okay, there's a respect in which she's not dull, she's a Di Spoleto and is thus somewhat useful. Oh, I'm still only teaching one person. That needs fixing. Well, let's grab Helga, and we should check who. Actually, let's check who Augustine is being tutored by. Is it someone? Yes, that's fine. Well, not sure if that is who he is being tutored by. No, he's currently being tutored by King Gerlach, who I think is also okay. Let's just check. Yes, I mean, Midas Touch is a bit random, but it'll do. So let's grab Helga for ourselves. Oh, I've got this army down here I've forgotten about. Go in and kill those rebels. Meanwhile, this army should go and try to find some territory that's still legitimately Hungarian. Let's at least pick someone who has a 4-point education trait. I should probably go and work out who's betrothed to whom and why again, but that's quite a tedious operation. So I think I plan to do that offline. Right, war camp has been built in Lomza tribe. Let's build this practice range there. 300 prestige. Someone has converted to Catholicism. Some fairly random Hildegard von Rendsburg has died of poor health. Someone's joined a Byzantine Empire faction. Well, that might be helpful. How are things going between Amalfi and the BA then? Oh, look, that's terribly bad. Yes, they really do hate one another. He's still a commander of the Byzantine Empire, mind. Okay, I have no idea why she's in my court. 54, my acquaintance, Chief Gauzy View of Seathrads, died comatose in bed. Was he like my immediate vassal? No, he's a random independent. Yes, he's that random independent county there. You do have a Caesar Spell I4, and it is like tiny, and we could march an army up to its borders and then go in and sit on it. Right, that's Orbitello fixed. Oops, that was the wrong window. Oh, well, it probably wasn't an important one. He is sadly Polish, so he probably won't join us. No. Right, she's strong and likely to be the heir. Oh, hang on, no. No, agnatic, dubious. No, that's not going to work. Okay, those guys are bored. No, we don't want to march through that army. I suppose I should actually work out what, like, the other war is. Alright, that's just a Czech Crown Authority change, that's of no significance. Right. A famous herald well versed in diplomatic protocol has arrived at our court. He is proposing his services to us, and our Chamberlain is saying we can make good use of the man. Well, maybe. Our random Slavic pagan vassal who in Monte Cassino is persisting in existing. We have a new one. He's still Slavic pagan. Unmarried, interestingly. Possibly we could propose a matrilineal betrothal to a young Di Spoleto. No, he won't take that. He won't consider an offer from an infidel. I was hoping we could, like, sneakily convert the holding that way. Who is it you're trying to kill? Do we care about them? Don't think so, no. Let's think. Hang on, you're trying to... The Countess of Spoleto is trying to kill Ralph de Spoleto. Well, I mean, I thoroughly approve of that because de Spoleto is a silly name. Oh, no, I want that button. You are the only one. Yes. Well, yes. Go on, murder him. Don't think I can actually join your plot, can I? No. But be assured I would if I could, because we don't want people confusing the names. Factions still not. No. We keep getting factions, they don't last long. And no, it's not because I murder people. I'm just that popular. See, I don't murder people. I don't have a known murderer penalty anymore. What? Well, at least it's a very tiny army. Adela di Spoleto has died. That's sad. Hectorios is 50, but a genius. Do we have anyone we could marry him to? Probably not. Brynhilda's still technically fertile. What's she doing here and unmarried? Quickly, marry him. Matrilineally. Oh, what? She's 36. That's not past childbearing age. What are you on? Meanwhile, right, that's as good as that can get. So there's no point in my steward being there anymore. So we should shift him in a moment. Has Hectorius just cleared off to somebody else's court? I presume he was in my court when Adela was here, but he's now run away. And we thus can't marry him to Brynhilda. In which case, what we should do is find Princess Brynhilda and find her a husband. There's a 13-year-old genius in our court. Feel we ought to be able to find someone better for him, though. Yeah, because we can betroth. Well, yeah. I'm going to say we can betroth him to Margareta, but she's a genius as well, and it's kind of a bit of a waste of. Oh no, it's because I've got genius selected here, Stokeface. Oh. What? Let's try this again. So, Romanos... Oh, that's better. Right. Is a genius. Is there a genius di Spoleto in some other court we can betroth him to matrilineally? So that someone else gets some good genes. Well, there's Engeltraud, Princess of Swabia. That seems like a good bet. Yes, let us betroth Romanos. Oops, no. Ah. Let us betroth. Why is this not turning out in a useful order when I click name? Search for him this way, it'll be simpler. Right. Romanos should matrilineally marry not the leader of the Norwegian revolt, but Engeltraud di Spoleto, because he is a genius and she is a di Spoleto. Meanwhile, what we were actually trying to organise was a husband for... I need to check on more of these. Yes, anyway, for Brynhilda, because I'd actually noticed that she was unmarried. For her, I would ideally like a random genius, but Romanos is the only option and we have better plans for him. We can't spell strong. Budliaf Buchan. Yeah, he looks like a good match. Oh right, Brynhilda's my daughter as well, yes. We definitely want her to have more children. Like, it's her daughter who's the reason for this great big war. Well, little tiny war, really. People do seem to like Dietmar von Prüm. Oh right, no, that's because he's actually betrothed to her. Oops, maybe I should have paid attention to that. Was someone trying to kill Brynhilda? Oh well. Oh, that's my commander. Stop plotting to kill my commander. Yeah, be brave. Anyway, that wasn't actually the plot I was hunting for. It was just one fairly high up my list that had an alarming number of supporters. Augustin di Spoleto has come out as a fortune builder, which ain't bad. Betrothed to a fairly ordinary girl, okay. Still, we were looking for... So that's the Augustin we want dead, but we can't join the plot. So we're having two independent plots. All right, no, it's been Hilda Chatenois who someone's trying to kill. That's fine. But he's a Di Spoleto, but he's a Di Spoleto who's doing the killing, so I'm kind of relaxed about that. Who's the heir to Plock at the moment? It's another Di Spoleto, yeah. You don't mind that. Thought I should scan through these for people plotting to kill Di Spoletos, if nothing else. Okay, the current High Chief of Greater Poland ain't popular. Don't think I care. You're only fabricating a claim. Yeah, right, none of that is worrying. Sadly, we didn't actually get to occupy that in a useful sense. Let's toddle over to Vukovar. And see if we can take that off the other, as it's currently claimed by the other Hungarian revolt. Why don't we have a siege leader in here, eh? There's a reason why I've got 2 siege leaders. So that we can have 1 in each place. I think there's a new chief of Zidrats, who is... Oh, yeah, he's been there for a while. Who's appointing people. Oh well. Unpause. Sieges go faster that way. Okay, if you want. Oh, I needed to move my steward, didn't I? Because Gostin is no longer building things. Lomza is still building things. So we will dispatch my steward to Lomza. Why was he able to move to Liv then? Is there something in Liv that I... Oh right, I still own a bishopric in Liv apparently. Indeed, like I directly own a bishopric in Liv. I should probably upgrade it a bit. Why have I got an army in Plock anyway? What are you doing there? Be disbanded. Right. My kinswoman Helga is not exerting herself in her studies, so we can allow her to remain slothful, which is a bad idea, or we can try to make her diligent. Hooray! Diligent Helga. Right, that siege did something useful for our war score, at least. Duchess Cosima of Sardinia has just declared war on Kaiserin Edda. Well, that was foolish of you, wasn't it, Duchess Cosima? So you've got, like, 2,000 troops, right? I can raise 4,000 troops on that island. My major problem is that I'm going to have to pull some of my vaguely decent commanders from the mainland. And our other problem is that everything's mountainous here, so that may not be quite enough for a really easy win. But to an extent that's fine. Because we can accumulate a pretty decent army on that side of the water quickly. Right, we have now taken Vukovar. We're now at 81% war score in that war. And now I think we're in a situation where we just have to start stealing things off the other revolt simply because we can't get the territory otherwise. Alright, well they're coming over here, are they? That's amusing. That ought to work. Okay, then now looks like that lot might be coming ashore in Rome. It might even be coming ashore in Orbitello. Let's just check. Yes. No, they're not coming ashore in Orbitello. Oh, right. Rather, they were coming ashore in Orvieto. Now they're coming ashore in Orbitello. All being well, they'll be locked into that move. King Gerlach of Frisia is now a master builder, or at least has a master builder. Let's see, can we join those? No. We should give that army then a set of really good commanders, because they're going to be the ones that run into the Sardinian army first. We have a new Duke of Lausitz, who loves Edda because basically there's nothing wrong with her. His heir is his son, who has a daughter, Heike Geronen. Just briefly wonder if we have a convenient dispellator we can betroth her to, but we don't. Peasants have taken to arms in Capua. Well, conveniently, I've got an army lying around. Duchess Cosima of Sardinia has called Duke Wilhelm of Franche-Comté into the Sardinian war for Traesu's claim on Gallura. Aha! The Duchess of Rugen is going to have a child. Excellent. Go on, capture the Queen as a result, the Duchess as a result of this battle. No, sadly not. Oh no, hang on, first that army wants to go down and suppress that revolt, and we can bring the ships to join them. That lot meanwhile want at least a siege leader. Oh, that's a bit random. The County of Split has finally been converted to the Catholic faith. Just in time for the entire duchy to be inherited by a Muslim. Right, how are things going over here then? There's apparently nothing more we can occupy there. Well, you just take control of them for now while we sort out finishing this war off. Shouldn't take long now, this siege should do it. There we go. I'm not in charge of the war though, so I'm just going to bring my army home. I assume if you have any use for the other one, you'll use them. But you shouldn't, because you should be able to just claim the kingdom now. That lot have 3 decent commanders. So they should have no trouble putting down that rebellion. Holding in Lorraine is under siege. Oh right, that's the other side. Yeah, that's Franche-Comté, of course, which has joined the war on the other side. I think first we're going to fully occupy Sardinia, and then we will worry about Franche-Comté, possibly with the help of these armies over here. Right, Arpad Levente of the Hungarian Revolt won. I think the consequence now that the capital of Hungary is Pest. The King of Hungary, King Arpad, is married to Queen Uta of Hungary, Kaiserin Edda's granddaughter, is now Queen of Hungary, and thus Edda Spoleto should be. Oh, it's elective Gavelkind. It may take a little bit of effort to get him onto the throne. Well, have fun. King Arpad Levente, you should have at least a reasonable amount of time to deal with this. You do have a war on your hands, but I'm sure you can deal with that. Meanwhile, I have a small war to deal with as well. Now we'll leave that fleet there, it might be useful. You don't, of course, get any extra threat for having put one of our dynasty on the throne. Okay. Oh, excellent. She's betrothed to Edda Spoleto. Probably with good reason. I mean, like, neither of them's that special, but... he's not that special either. Have you got a siege leader there at the moment? No, you haven't. Yeah, have the other siege leader. Meanwhile, of course, we now have these two armies at a loose end. So we should send them over towards Nordgau and Lorraine. Okay, there's an Anconitan revolt. Declared war on Duchess Argentina of Ancona, that's fine. Just having these pick up extra troops along the way while they can. That's nice. She happens to be betrothed to Egbert di Spoleto. Like, I'm sure Saluzzo is useful to have on a list. Right, yeah, still things to besiege down there. Whatever. Oops, what are those? No, no. And you, Countess of Baden. Already 46. Son is already betrothed, so we can't really accomplish much there. New Grand Mayor of Genoa, because the old one died. He seems to quite like us, partly because we're in a war. Prefer not to have Antonio die in a battle. Well, the claim on Ancona didn't last long. You lot get in there. You lot get in there when you're ready. Slightly depending on our having really good commanders here, because we don't really have as much of a numerical advantage as I'd like. I fear my kinswoman Adalberta is too cynical for her age. So do I make her clear-sighted, which can be useful? Of course, I had to cease. So loses the trait zealous. Oh, Kaiserin Edda loses the trait zealous. Oh no, I don't want to lose zealous. So I'm afraid we'll have to cause you to lose cynical at Alberta. Zealous is helpful. Sorry. For me. Right. We have won another siege. Good. Now we are in the Battle of Sarrebourg, which is, yeah, going to be close. And it's going to get another 200 troops in there in a moment, which will help. And then another 6,000, which will definitely help. And the barony is inherited into the Duchy of Provence. Various appointments. Right, we've won that war. She pays us all of 40 gold for that. And loses her claim on the Grand City of Galura. Right. Oh, okay. Get yourself back to friendly territory. Should investigate sea threats in a moment and just see what we can do with it. Well, it's like a single independent county on our borders, but by virtue of being Polish won't be vassalizable. But we do have like a pretty decent claim on it. On behalf of someone who's presumably our vassal, yes. So we could do that next time. Anyway, Assur claims that Niels is really a bit past it. Yeah, I think I agree. So I should remember that I can like stop my marshal researching during wars. Well, may as well build another castle shipyard. I mean, occasionally helpful to have more ships. Yeah, that doesn't seem to have left us with any spare commander slots, so that's okay. Yeah, what's going on in our dungeon? Is there anyone we can release? Ransom, yes. Actually, while we're here, let's quickly check why each one can't be ransomed. Oh, she can. Excellent. He has no interest in her. So we may as well release her for the piety. We don't appear to have a ransom option at all here. No one will care if we execute her because she is just so insignificant. Well, we may as well let her out for the piety. He might be able to be sorted if we move him to... oh no, he's already in... right, you still don't care about him, do you? Right. Only have base reluctance. Yeah. Those two I think we should get. Yes, messages about. Right, let us pause, stop there, and hold the feast, I think. But we'll do that next time. So, what have we accomplished? Well, most interestingly, the current Queen of Hungary is Edda's granddaughter Uta. Whether the Despoletos can hold on to Hungary, I'm not sure, because it's elective, but maybe they can. Though currently the heir is the brother of the current king. I think brother? Yes. No. Yeah, some complicated relative. Looks like the uncle of the current king. Songor. Whether he can hold it is another matter. One might hope that that Levente will be able to get the throne to stay with his children, at least once they're grown up. But we will see. The king of Frisia keeps causing trouble. King Gerlach of Frisia has taken Westragothia off Svithjod, which we then incorporated into the empire, and is currently at war with Pomeralia, and is astonishingly losing that war over the city that I gave Pomeralia in Frisian territory. The Doge of Amalfi. Problem is that we keep getting new Doges of Amalfi, and and it's quite hard to properly sow discontent between the Doge of Amalfi and the Holy Roman Empire when we keep and the Basileus of the Byzantine Empire, because we keep getting new Doges who need fresh discontent. So this has not yet resulted in civil war across the Byzantine Empire. We did take some territory off Hungary, didn't we? Oh no, off Hungary. There was a Hungarian revolt that we actually, which still exists. This is still the Hungarian revolt we went to war with, I'm fairly sure. Oh. No, apparently we have a new Hungarian revolt. Or at least a new leader. But it's for a random unlanded court chaplain, and he's Polish, so he probably won't join the join the Empire if he does take the county in question. So I might leave that one. On the other hand, we might be able to take Seedrats with like a small mercenary force if we're feeling bored. But we will see that next week, and we'll probably start by holding a feast. And Edda is still not dead. Good night.